The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. It's final. The Commission on Elections has thumbed down calls to extend voter registration. Spokesperson James Jimenez said that the en banc decided against the proposal due to concerns on the timeline of the preparations for the 2022 national polls. Jimenez, however, noted that they unanimously agreed to extend registration hours and open it on Saturdays and holidays. Commissioner Rowena Guanzon announced that registration on Mondays is extended up to 7 p.m. and at 5 p.m. on Saturdays. The Union of Government Employees has sounded the alarm on the rise of COVID-19 cases among members of the public sector. Let's get more details on this from Jen Calimon. She is now joining us live from Malabon. Good afternoon, Jen. How are government employees dealing with this?
Charles, a public sector union has criticized the government for its supposed failure to respond to the needs of its employees during the COVID-19 pandemic. Confederation for Unity, Recognition, and Confederation for Unity, Recognition, and Advancement of Government Employees, or COURAGE National President Santiago Dasmariñas said that at least 1,600 government employees nationwide have contracted COVID-19. There is no official data yet on COVID-19 deaths among state employees, but in the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD alone, at least 10 employees have died of the disease. Dasmariñas said that only those who test positive for COVID-19 are being given assistance. He added that testing, quarantine, and treatment costs are being shouldered by the government employees. As for the daily hazard pay of 500 pesos, the union says it is only given during ECQ depending on the municipality's class. This amount, according to Dasmariñas, is not enough, especially if the employee gets COVID. The group also lamented the seeming prioritization of regular employees in the distribution of hazard pay when job orders and contractual employees also risk their lives for work every day. Charles Courage organization is asking the government to fill up its plantilla position so long-time job orders and contractual employees would be given a security of tenure. Charles?
Thank you for those updates, Jen. That was Jen Calimon reporting live from Malabon. The Health Department has laid out recommendations on the use of face masks and other protective devices against COVID-19. In today's DOH briefing, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere encouraged the use of medical-grade masks in lieu of cloth ones, and the health official maintained that surgical masks still offer better protection against COVID, especially amid the threat of the more transmissible variants. On the flip side, Vergere warned the public against the use of portable UV lamps and ionizing air filters, as well as foot baths and sanitation tents. She maintained that this equipment does not offer protection against COVID-19. We'll bring you more stories after a quick break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. An advisor to the COVID-19 task force believes that Metro Manila could be downgraded to modified ECQ status after August 20. In today's Laging Handa briefing, Dr. Ted Herbosa said the focus should shift to the imposition of localized lockdowns. Herbosa also explained that the 2-week ECQ would be enough to slow down the surge, considering the duration of previous lockdowns. Aside from localized lockdowns, the NTF official called on local governments to intensify testing and contact tracing.
Kung akong opinion ko lang masusunod, ako namumuno sa ITF, bababa ako sa MECQ at paiigtingin ko yung mga mayor, yung mga LGU, yung localized lockdown testing at saka tracing.
The government is appealing to all LGUs to submit their list of vaccinated residents ahead of the target launch of a vaccine certificate portal next month. Mobile journalist Pamela Vasquez gives us a front seat to the story.
By September, those fully vaccinated can begin applying for digital vaccine certificates issued by the national government. The portal and mobile app will be called VaxCert-PH and follows WHO standards for uniform vaccine cards.
Inaasahan po natin dahil itong VaxCert-PH ay in-issue ng isang opisina, itatanggapin po ito ng iba't ibang mga foreign governments.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology or DICT and the Bureau of Quarantine are the lead agencies working on it. They were initially working towards an early August launch. The certificates will come with a QR code that can be scanned wherever people need to show proof of vaccination. Roque says it can also be used for international travel.
Ibig sabihin po, pwedeng gamitin doon sa iba't ibang mga apps na ginagamit po ngayon para masiguro yung pagpabakuna.
The Labor Department said more than 3,000 Hong Kong-bound OFWs were stranded because Hong Kong refused to recognize their LGU-issued vaccination cards.
Ang gusto kasi ng Hong Kong ay uniform. We are requesting them to allow the Bureau of Quarantine to come up with certificate. Pero wala pang positive response from them.
Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion says he was also told that the certificates would be ready in a month.
I've received my confirmation from DICT with the QR code, and I'm told that this will soon be operational to the public in the next 30 days.
DICT Secretary Gringo Honasan also appealed to LGUs who haven't done so to submit their line lists or their lists of residents who have been fully immunized. The Department of Foreign Affairs has promised to work with other countries to make sure the VaxCert-PH is recognized internationally. In the meantime, the government says Filipinos who need to go abroad urgently may apply for the so-called yellow cards from the BOQ. I'm Pamela Vasquez and we are One News.
Malacanang has vowed to improve the access of the public to COVID-19 vaccination sites. In a statement, Palace spokesperson Harry Roque said they're eyeing to tap pharmacists and medical interns to augment vaccine personnel. The government is also in talks with local officials in the private sector to put up additional inoculation sites in malls. Roque added that drive-through and house-to-house vaccinations for qualified sectors can also speed up the rollout. Roque was reacting to a recent social weather station survey which showed that almost a third of Filipinos do not have access to COVID-19 vaccination centers. The pollster said easy access to vaccine sites is highest in Metro Manila at 83%, followed by Mindanao, Visayas, and Batangas Luzon. Meanwhile, 57% of respondents in Metro Manila believe the vaccination pace in the country is still slow. The SWS interviewed 1,200 Filipino adults nationwide last June. Let's take a quick look at other top stories today. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee started its hearing on spending deficiencies of the Health Department, as flagged by the Commission on Audit. Senator Risa Ontiveros hit out at DOH Chief Francisco Duque, saying that the issue is not about which agency is the most exhausted, but more on accountability. Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong has ordered a probe into a group of actors led by Arjo Ataide after 10 of them tested positive for COVID-19. Magalong said they were allowed to shoot in Baguio. But there were instances the crew members left the city and came back, which was prohibited. And the U.S.'s State Department says they're open to maintaining their diplomatic presence at Kabul's airport if conditions permit. The statement came several days before the deadline, the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan at the end of the month. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Do visit our website, onenews.ph, for in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.